Welcome back to another relaxing installment of the man with the silly name building a mundane, rundown water park somewhere in the UK. If you've missed the first two episodes, go back and watch them. I shan't sit here and recap the whole bloody thing. But to summarise, we built a very 90s indoor pool, and then the lovely Mineral assisted me in building the perfect little dated plaza. Back in episode 1, I mentioned my research into how wave machines work, and that I was mad enough to consider building the wave machine under the pool. Well, not only did I consider, I did. Look, we're doing it now. I began by digging a hole just behind the top end of the pool, whilst immediately realising what a pain this is going to be and laughing through my tears. You'll notice I got some 4 metre gridded pieces down right away to calculate the height of the room from ground level. Just the fact that we're able to manipulate terrain this close to pathing and pools is amazing, considering the struggles we had in Planko 1. Hole complete, time to construct the room itself using plaster pieces. Some of the wading pool was exposed, so I covered it with some ducting. Next, I placed some pathing, for 2 reasons. Not only does it allow staff to wander down here if required, it also removes any path supports. What it didn't remove was the flume supports, but I can live with that. It was at this point, however, that I noticed the main flume support had dropped down to basement level, which just won't do. But a quick bit of terrain manipulation sorted that out in no time. Time for the wave machine itself. If you remember, it consists of a bunch of piping and some release valves to dump the excess air. I even managed to animate them. Quite overwhelming. Once I'd found the correct animation, I popped it inside some piping. I shoved a black arc shape at the back of the pipe to give the illusion of darkness. A small spindle and back panel completes the assembly in order for me to copy it thrice more. With all the rotating platforms hidden, it looks rather good. I centered everything to the pool and connected the pipes to what is our pretend motor. I've saved you the boredom of watching me detail this interior any further, so you can just look forward to seeing the finished product at the end. You're welcome. I now had the fun task of connecting our pump room to the surface. Such joy. If this pathing looks stressful, just know I've already edited out my first 2 attempts. I built up our interior walls and connected it to the main path. Next came the fun task of connecting 2 varying buildings together, which was definitely easy and not frustrating at all. A little bit of trim to tidy up the front. We do like trim. For this plot of land, I went for some overgrown foliage, long abandoned by the grounds team. It's looking more and more like an old high school every day. To really sell the janky aesthetic, I fenced it off with chain link. On to something much more exciting. It's time for our first track ride. When I was a fresh-faced 16-year-old, I worked as a ride operator at a small fun fair, and one of the rides there was a little kiddie train that essentially worked like a giant Scalextric. The theming was minimal, but it had a tunnel. And that's all anyone really wants from a train ride, right? I copied the layout of said train because I just love to work from reference. The end was a bit fiddly and I worked back on myself for ease, but I got there in the end. Literally. A touch of smoothing and we have our layout. Still crying over the lack of square queue paths, I fiddled around with the edit tool, which worked okay actually. I had no idea what I was doing, but I did the thing I was trying to do. When it came to the station and facade, I was quite literally making it up as I went along. I wanted cheap and cheerful, but something the park could be proud of. I began by constructing a whole bunch of wooden framework and basically just kept adding more and more wood. At some points, it kind of vaguely looks like I know what I'm doing. Last week I asked if this kind of stuff is good content, and a whole bunch of you assured me it was, but I mean, are you sure? Maybe I should just try to be funny? I was going to make up a joke about carpentry, but I can't think of any that would work. This is a lot of wood. You must be bored. I'm not sure how long I've been doing this for. I'll have to check the logs. Okay, I'll stop. I initially carried our park colour through to the ride, but I later felt it was too mature for our kiddie ride, so I brightened it up a bit. Considering Mineral upped the game with his wonderful ride sign last week, I decided to follow suit. I used jetty panels for the sleepers and support beams for the rails. Uh-oh, more wood. Don't worry, there aren't any more puns. Or are there? Here comes that aforementioned colour. Gosh, so vibrant. I painted our train in red and yellow and decided to call him Choo-Choo Charlie. No relation to the horrifying Choo-Choo Charles. Or is there? I slapped his name on the front of the facade to complete our lovely ride sign. Time for the oh so important tunnel. I created it using jetty platforms, corrugated sheets and beams. Considering this tunnel will also be where Charlie sleeps overnight, I added some doors to lock him in there. And believe me, he needs locking in there. I lined our track with dirt before making a start on a lovely natural pond. I surrounded our water feature with rocks before adding a little sunken boat and a wooden crate. The crate secretly houses the water pump for the fountain, but don't tell anyone. Time to go absolutely nuts with foliage. Reeds, bushes, trees, rocks, you name it. Back onto the station, I used, you guessed it, more wood. Have you joined the Planet Littlesocks Discord server yet? Good. I just assumed you either said yes or I'll do it now, so good. Considering the emptiness that is the park border at the moment, I thought it best to block sightlines with some substantial fencing. Our train, of course, needs power, so I placed a distributor and stuck it in a shed. I lined the floor with plaster and popped a roof on top. Some finishing touches in the form of foliage and an access path for staff. How quaint. Lastly, I threw some signage on the front and did a bit more tidying up off camera. I'll leave you with the POV and some cinematics, and I'll catch you next time.
What?